Well, Glenn Collinson, number 17, his favourite track is actually Pukekohe. His favourite all-time driver is Dick Johnson, and it's interesting that as we go racing, Alexandra Whitley was saying that her favourite saying is the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. So Dick Johnson's legendary saying has inspired some of these Ford races. The FG Ford Falcons up against the VE Holden Commodores, a few BFs in there as well, as they muscle away, running off the ripples through turns 2 and 3 onto the back straight for the first time.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the faster cars here are in the midfield at the moment after the race start. No major dramas going through turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. So Dave Kernahan, Jeff Kernahan looks to me to be out in front, or is it Dave? I can never tell. And Jeff Spencer's in second. So Brett Rudd, who's back in the ex-Richard Moore championship winning ute, he could be the man to watch here. Had a bit of an average day yesterday, but he's already up to third. So he's made the most of that sort of high starting position on the basis of the reverse grid. So he's duking it out with Andrew Porter at the moment, coming over the mountain. And it is Dave Kernahan who's in the lead. Jeff Spencer second, and I think Brett Rudd's just taken third. Paul Manuel making progress, and he's got Glenn Collinson as a rear gunner there. I think those guys will be playing the points game, looking for points to go towards the starting position of the final race, which is based on points accrued over the weekend. So it'll be an interesting tactical race from those guys. With only 4 rounds and 12 races, you cannot afford DNFs in this series. A DNF is bad news. So you really got to play the percentage game and try and get points in every race. So a lot of tactics will be going on here, and no one will want to put themselves out of championship contention this early on in the season.
So it's Dirty Dave Kernahan down there from Toorangi. He's in his 50s, so he's been racing for quite a few years in this class.
Yeah, Ruddy's in a hurry. He's just dipped down the inside of Spence to take second. Oh, and that's Andrew Porter that's put it round. He's kept the boot in, got it out the way of the other utes, but that's going to cost him. He was competitive. You expect Andrew to be top 3 or definitely top 5. Well, he's just put himself to the back of the field there by losing it at the hairpin. And that's opened up the way a little bit for Paul Manuel.
So Kernahan's still got a handy lead. His first car was actually an Austin A30, and his favourite actor is Clint Eastwood. So if number 12 can hang on for the win here, it will be go ahead, make my day.
Wardy's on the move too. I think Glenn's had a bit of a moment. He's dropped back behind Jeff Kernahan, and it's just ahead of Simon Usher. So Paul Manuel's put a bit of distance between himself and a couple of places between himself and Glenn. So Glenn's got a bit of work to do there. Man on the move's also Wardy. Wardy, I think, finished 3rd yesterday, so he's already up to 4th. So he's probably the overall top guy at the moment, combining the 2 races.
And he's been one of the big improvers over the last couple of years, a.k.a. the Demolition Man, as we have a change in the lead there from Kernahan coming under pressure from the Scud. Kernahan seems to have held him out wide as Whitley swings it round wide and hangs on to it. Ward's going to go around the outside, up and over the top of the hill.
So Dave Kernahan hung Brett out to dry a bit there. Cost Brett some momentum. Very difficult to get the speed back in these things when you lose a bit of momentum. Wardy pounced, went by Brett. So Wardy's up into second and looking feisty, I have to say. Clinty looks speedy.
So it's still number 12, Dave Kernahan, Dirty Dave. He's been a real good champion of this class for many years. And of course you got the 2 black utes, 69, the Ward Demolition Holden VE of Peter Ward, and
Dave is
Brett Rudd right behind him in that car, 99, and the other black.
I don't want to put the competitor's curse on him, but he's hard to pass, Clint. He's real hard to pass.
His favourite TV show is anything with car racing, so he's right into it, mate, isn't he?
Yep, series oldest competitor. And look, Chaos is having a look around the outside. Don't know whether he's going to make it stick. Dave will duke it out with him through there, and he does. And he's just held it.
Spins it wide.
Keeps the boot in out the hairpin. He's fishtailing all over the place.
Drifting brilliantly, Dirty Dave.
And he's only lost 1 place currently, but he's got Alexandra looking up his inside. She's got him. Spence is after him, coming around the outside of the mountain. Dave's gathered it all up together, and Paul Manuel, Clint, is right up there now in 5th place. Collinson's still in there. He's looking at getting past Jeff Spencer. It's all on. Matt Spratt in there too. So Matt Spratt duking it out with Manuel at the moment. Closes the door going into turn 1.
Paul Manuel knows his way around Pukekohe, a previous champ in the Sprint Series class in the V8 Utes. Top racer in the V8s as well. He's in good mood after dinner last night. Bumped into him and Cherie.
So Wardy leads. So that's great news for Jake and the team and for Peter. We saw signs of it in testing and practice yesterday. New, mature Peter, not so much sideways, more thinking about technique. It's paying dividends today. He's out front, fastest guy on the track at the moment too.
It's been a real, he's been racing in this class, AKA Chaos, but he's, as I said yesterday, he's driving more like a clever driver rather than a Chaos driver.
Yeah, probably the surprise of the weekend, really. You know, there's a lot of guys done a lot of time in these things. You know, Wardy wasn't quite there on the pace at the end of last year, but there's been some tuning done to the cars and some suspension parity, and whatever work's been done on the cars is suiting Peter down to the ground at the moment. So he's right out there. He's extending his gap, 108.3. He's the quickest guy. Oh no, Whitley, she's just gone fastest. Alexandra. And then Matt Spratt, 108 dead. So Matt Spratt's the quickest as we see Glenn Collinson having a look. Oh, he's got past Manuel.
He's just muscled his way around there and got past Paul Manuel out of the blue. So he's done some really good passing here.
Well, I wonder if Paul struggled to get past Jeff Kernahan.
Got caught up with some of the slower traffic and Glenn pounced.
Yeah, I would suspect something like that. But I'm watching Alexandra now. She's the one on the move. She's her and Matt Spratt both looking out to get past Brett Rudd, who's only a length or two behind Wardy. So, you know, we've got 12 laps. Tyres will start to come into it towards the end of this. I still think it's anyone's race. Glenn looks like he's got by into 5th, and he's ahead of Manuel. So he's got past Dave Kernahan now.
So these are the guys from the win yesterday, with the guys Glenn Collinson and also Paul Manuel working their way up through the field. Peter Ward was 3rd yesterday. He's got to the lead. Now Whitley's coming under pressure from Spratt and also the Scud.
So Alexandra's up to 2nd. Brett sideways there through turn 1. That'll have been a bit hairy.
So Alexandra Whitley's come out of the Sanyong Racing Ute Series and did a great job getting into some of the drives in the Utes last year, the NZV8 Utes out of Toowoomba.
So that 1.5 seconds, this group of 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 1.5, so 2 seconds down on Wardy. So Wardy's managed to get a really handy lead. We're halfway through the race. The question is, can these guys work together and start to catch him up? Alexandra looking like she's moving away from Brett Rudd. Matt Spratt still not quite by him yet. Having a go into the hairpin. Ruddy locks up a bit, Clint. Holds off Matt. Alexandra slides it around there. Great stuff. Look like they've taken a bit of time out of Wardy on that lap.
We'll find out as they come up and over the hill. Whitley's got a little bit of a break now, and the two guys were right up pushing up her bumper before. Matt Spratt's just snuck in past Brett Rudd, who got a little bit sideways coming out of the hairpin. So over the line to finish lap 7, 108, 109 for Ward. Whitley a 108.5, Spratt a 109.1 and Rudd a 109.4. So the quickest out there is Whitley at the moment, with Glenn Collinson done a 108.085, so he's been the fastest lap so far. But Whitley, with that last lap, has just managed to gap the other guys. But having said that, here they come. Collinson, Manuel.
It's close, and I think they are catching Wardy now. I think they've taken a couple of car lengths out of him. We're on lap 7. Paul Manuel's on the move. He's in the 7s on that last lap, Clint, and he's right with Glenn. So this is probably where the early championship battles are going to be fought between Glenn, Matt Spratt, Paul Manuel. That's where I think the championship leaders are going to come from between this round and next round. So it's interesting to see how they're sort of weighing each other up at the moment. I think, you know, Glenn looks consistent on the lap times, but probably Paul Manuel is faster outright over one lap, I think, in race trim.
So the lead last time was 1.8 seconds. It's down to 0.8 seconds. Whitley has done a 108.2, 108.5 for Ward, a 107.7 for Matt Spratt. He's on the case, but he can't get past the 06 LDV Ute of Whitley. So he's been slightly held up. Rudd a 108.6, Collinson 108 flat, and Manuel a 108.2. Those are the last laps they were on.
So Alexandra, I think she's not so worried about Matt behind her. She's got her eye on Wardy in front in her first race win in the category, and I think that's the right way to go about it. She'll just be focused on closing in on Peter Ward in that black Holden, and she'll just let Matt do all the hard work and try and pass her. They've taken heaps out of Wardy on the breaking into the hairpin there, Clint. So it's well within half a second now.
Well, number 69, Wardy's favourite track was the last time they won. He won at the Hamilton 400. So he'll be hoping that he can have another one of those favourite race moments again today here at Pukekohe. But can he hold on? Will he suffer his own demolition job? And now what's that gap? 9 laps and it's 0.7.
Yep, Alexandra's great under braking on these fast corners. She's really got good car control, drifting it into turn 1 and really smooth through the complex there. She's got a nice compliant car over the curbs, whereas Wardy's chucking it in and really trying to shorten the distance by using the curbs. Alexandra's not so aggressive over the curbs, and that's paying dividends for her at the moment. Matt Spratt can do nothing about it. So right now, I think Alexandra, she's even closer to Wardy now, Clint. Glenn Collinson having a look at Brett Rudd there. Paul Manuel's still there. Here comes Glenn. He's going to have a look around the outside of Brett, going into hard past this, outside into the hairpin. Think he's pulled it off. He's got his nose ahead. He'll have the inside for coming up over the mountain. Yep, he's got it. And now Manuel's like trying to take advantage of that too. So he's up the inside of the Scud.
And the Scud's just come back to racing, so he doesn't want to get involved in anything that could cause a stupid crash, because he was one of the victims of that big crash at Hampton Downs last time out too, wasn't he?
He was, and Glenn was too, and I know it's changed the way they view their racing. Matt's dropped back a little bit from Alexandra there, so hey folks, if Alexandra can pull this off, it's the first win by a female racer in 12 years of V8 Utes, so let's get cheering for Alexandra Whitley in the LDV Holden. Can she take Wardy out?
Chelsea Herbert did it in the B&T V8s, picked up a win last year for the female racers. And now Alexandra Whitley, she loves her motor racing, done a lot of work with the Ssangyong Racing Series. She's got opportunities to go back to Australia and do part of that Australian driver search program as well. Here she is coming down that back straight, lining up Peter Ward, the demolition man, 69.
Great defence by Wardy there. Really good line coming into the hairpin. Got his braking spot on, has held them both off again. He's in defence mode now. He needs to drive smooth to take this win.
So they're coming up, they'll get the last lap board this time, and it's bumper to bumper.
Oh, Alexandra just understeered a bit there, Clint, going over the mountain. That's cost her about a car length.
Wardy went slightly wide though with a bit of a wiggle, so last lap board is out. The difference is down to 0.275 of a second. So it's all about how she can get the right sort of speed through these ripples, get a good exit onto the main straight, and then line it up for the passing move down by the hairpin. But she may have lost a bit of ground there. Suddenly she's under. Oh, something's happened with Wardy's car.
Yeah, I think he's missed a gear coming out of the turn 4 there.
And Whitley's taken the lead.
She's got it. She's ahead, and Matt Spratt's following her. Now, can Alexandra hold on for this first race win? She's taking a real defensive line down the back straight, hugging that inside. If they're going to go past us, they're going to have to go past around the outside.
She's moved out to the middle part of the track, and meanwhile Manuel's down the inside of Collinson. Spratt's second. It's Whitley. Manuel's made the move and got up into 4th. Whoa, Budge, and they push each other back, but it's Whitley up and over the top of the hill, and it's going to be an historic race win if she can take that checkered flag.
Brilliant drive, folks. Brilliant drive by Alexandra Whitley here.
And there it is, waiting for her. Out of Toowoomba, from the Sanyongs into a win in the NZV8 Utes. Whitley gets it done. Great finish by Matt Spratt, coming home for second. Peter Ward held on for third. What happened coming out of that race? And of course, Collinson and Manuel, two of the series contenders, side by side, and Collinson muscled his way back to 4th after Manuel got him at the hairpin. Collinson got him at the line. Great racing, Richard.
Brilliant race, absolute corker. And what a day for the series to have a female racer who we've just been blown away by over the last season with how mature and how fast and how she's approached her racing. She goes after her own sponsorship, no favours there. She's bought the Ute, she's gone and found every single buck that she needs to run this vehicle this season, and she's gone out in her second race in it and she's won. Brilliant job, Alexandra Whitley.
Good skill, Skippy. That's her nickname. And a great performance there, picking up an historic first ever win in 12 years of NZV8 Ute racing. The first woman to get a win and take that checkered flag, and well deserved. She's been such a good driver and proves that she can mix it with the men.
She'll be ecstatic. I think she